Asuka will be stepping down as NXT Women's Champion.
Who will step up to become the new face of the NXT Women's Division?
The new NXT Women's Champion will be decided in a fatal four-way that will take place at NXT TakeOver Houston. We already know one of those competitors.
And Kairi Sane has been Shayna Baszler, the littlest dog in the fight, comes up big to win the first ever Mae Young Classic.
It will be a series of matches, and the winners will go on to take the other three spots in the fatal four-way. I'm really looking forward to seeing who rises to the occasion, and I wish all the ladies the best of luck.
Welcome to NXT.
The following contest is an NXT Women's Championship qualifying triple threat match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Billie Kay from Sydney, Australia, Peyton Royce.
So we begin our qualifying matches to determine who will join Kairi Sane in the fatal four-way for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Houston.
This match is going to be awesome. I want to know, will Peyton Royce qualify and punch her ticket to TakeOver Houston?
Well, speaking of takeovers, it was at TakeOver Brooklyn 3 that we saw Andrade, Cien, Almas defeat Johnny Gargano, and tonight on NXT, they run it back.
Yo.
And making her way to the ring, from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
Well, of course, it was 2 weeks ago on NXT television that Liv Morgan was successful against Vanessa Bourne. Obviously, William Regal paying attention, giving Morgan the spot in this qualifying match. She certainly is a likeable superstar. Grew up with 4 older brothers, so she's as tough as they come, Percy.
I hear you, Nigel, but being likable doesn't get you to the promised land, doesn't get you to the next phase of your career. You gotta be aggressive, you gotta be assertive.
And their opponent, representing Sanity, Nikki Cross.
No stranger to opportunities at the NXT Women's Championship. What about that last woman standing match against the former champion, the undefeated Asuka? Nikki Cross has her sights set on finally reaching the top of the women's division in NXT.
Well, she's got a battle on her hands right now. First things first.
Of course, Nigel, this contest under triple threat rules.
No disqualifications, no countouts, one pinfall or submission to finish.
And the first woman to gain that pinfall or submission in the squared circle will punch her ticket to TakeOver Houston in the fatal four-way match.
The Bannockburn Banshee streaming. She looks unsettled.
Yeah, you don't want to play mind games with Nikki Cross.
Those voices in her head, they may not be her own, but they've got some good ideas. Well, here's an interesting idea because there's a lot of strategy in a triple threat match. Who has the best strategy? I don't know.
Well, Nigel, you opened up the Pandora's box, so talk about the strategy. I mean, it's every woman for herself, knowing that there's so much at stake, but what can transpire early on in a triple threat?
Well, oftentimes in multi-person matches, discretion is the better part of valor. Wait a second.
Cross and Morgan team up to eliminate Peyton Royce, but nice head scissors takeover by Liv Morgan.
Eliminate momentarily. May have done her a favor, give her a respite on the outside. Oh, she's back in.
Oh, and the step up enziguri lands for Morgan.
Now Cross, yes, rabid. Attacking Morgan. Well, like I said, Morgan's, she's been in there with some really tough competitors.
Well, Nikki Cross has been in there with the toughest Asuka and has had numerous occasions to try and become NXT Women's Champion, with Asuka now moving on. You wonder, is this the opportunity Cross has been waiting for?
It's a simple rear chin lock with the body scissors. Puts a lot of the strain on the knees of Morgan as well, making it difficult for her to breathe. And keeping hold, isn't she?
It's a crossface on Morgan.
Whoa.
Royce misses with the spinning hook kick, and Cross sends Morgan into Royce. Oh, looking for that cross body block on both Royce and Morgan, but unceremoniously dropped was Nikki Cross. The cover. Morgan will have none of that.
Unlikely pairing, and it didn't last for very long, did it?
Doing as much trash talking as they are wrestling, and now Morgan and Royce exchanging strikes.
Oh. Royce has great versatility, great flexibility from 16 years in professional dance. You might see some of it here. Oh yeah, look at that.
There's that flexibility you talk about.
And of course, this submission is legal. Referee Drake Works can't call for a break here.
So Peyton Royce utilizing the real estate to her advantage, using those ropes, and now Nikki Cross.
Oh, with the nails. Oh, my Lord.
Wow, and Peyton Royce fell hard.
On the back of her neck to the floor, my goodness.
A lot of damage done to Royce.
Again, the winner will join Kairi Sane as two of the four participants in the fatal four-way to determine a new NXT Women's Champion. Nikki Cross on the turnbuckle. Missile dropkick on Morgan.
Now Nikki Cross has the advantage, and she's pushing it.
Nikki's rocking right now.
Billie Kay tries to interject herself. She's wiped off the apron by Cross, who's accosting Morgan in the corner.
I was going to say earlier on, Billie Kay hasn't been a factor, but that is a big factor in this match. With no disqualifications, Kay can get involved anytime she wants.
Takedown by Cross, and Morgan just explodes out of the corner. There's a diving cross body block by Nikki Cross.
Well, I'm not sure if it was her game plan coming in, but Cross seems to have done very well with these two women.
Hangman's neckbreaker by Cross. Goes for the back press, hooks a leg, and will Cross advance? No.
Nikki doing whatever she can to solidify her spot down in Houston, Texas for the fatal four-way for the NXT Women's title.
Mae Young Classic winner Kairi Sane has already booked passage to the fatal four-way. Who will join her? Will it be Peyton Royce, Nikki Cross, or Liv Morgan? Morgan uncorks a right hand on Royce, who comes back with a right hand of her own. Now on the second rope is Peyton Royce with that front face lock on Morgan.
We've seen Royce hit that fisherman suplex before.
Oh,
What
no.
is it? What's this?
Tower of Doom!
Oh.
And Morgan may have got the worst of that.
Sunset powerbomb superplex, perhaps with the fisherman winning as well. I think you're right, Morrow. I think Morgan got the weight.
What the? Here's Undisputed Era with... All right, this is a triple threat match, but that's Tainara Conti, who participated in the Mae Young Classic and Undisputed. What is she doing? This is not a fatal four-way match.
Well, the era seemed to have coerced her into doing something.
And Tainara Conti, and cross clobbers Conti, roll up by Royce for a 2 count.
So Tainara, she went right after Nikki.
Of course, Undisputed Era have their issues with sanity. Arm trap, hangman's neckbreaker by cross back press, and Morgan double axe handle to the midriff of Cross, which breaks the pinning attempt. Cross. Swinging neckbreaker from the top turnbuckle. Morgan's down and Tainara Conti
For the second time.
No disqualification. And Nikki Cross, she sees red, and she sees more than just the red on Tainara Conti's outfit. Spinning heel kick there by Peyton Royce. Fisherman suplex with a bridge. Peyton Royce has punched her ticket to TakeOver Houston and the fatal four-way.
Securing the opportunity in the fatal four-way match at NXT TakeOver for the NXT Women's Championship, Peyton Royce!
So Peyton Royce joins Kairi Sane in the fatal four-way to determine a new NXT Women's Champion, but Tainara Conti, well, she may have just earned her way to the wrath of Nikki Cross.
Maybe, but she earned the love of the Undisputed Era, who once again stuck it to sanity. Here's the first interference, pulling Cross down when she had the advantage. It almost cost her there. Match would continue. Again, that hangman neckbreaker off the top rope. This could have been a victory, but for the second time, pulls the Banshee outside. And then she realized what she'd done. Look at the face. She would run for her life, and with good reason, but then, that high boot, and then the fisherman suplex, driving with her toes. Great technique was enough to beat Nikki Cross.
And one half of the iconic duo Peyton Royce with the opportunity to finally become NXT Women's Champion, as she will compete in the fatal four-way match at NXT TakeOver Houston.
And speaking of superstars who will finally get their opportunity, the man of the hour, Lio Rush, is in action against the man who attacked him last week, the Velveteen Dream, and that's coming up next on NXT.
Beat heard, beat seen, like Dolph, like Dean. No guts, no glory, one shot, one story. Be you, like now, no time, one run. Be like no one. Get the deluxe edition and play 4 days early. Rated T for teen.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from the District of Columbia, weighing 160 pounds, Lio Rush!
And when it comes to Lio Rush's NXT TV debut, Percy, this is take 2.
Yeah, let's see what happens this time. But I like this guy because he says he makes the impossible possible.
But the reason it's take 2, Nigel, is because he was supposed to face Aleister Black, but Velveteen Dream had something to say about that.
Well, he had more than just something to say. Velveteen Dream viciously attacked Lio Rush, sending a clear message to Aleister Black.
Velveteen Dream desperate to get Aleister Black to acknowledge him. As he puts it, he wants Aleister Black to say the name Velveteen Dream. But Lio Rush wants to make a name for himself in NXT.
Velveteen Dream.
And his opponent, from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., weighing 227 pounds, the Velveteen Dream.
Well, American writer Dale Carnegie wrote that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. And guys, Velveteen Dream determined to hear Aleister Black say his name.
Yeah, but he might be barking up the wrong tree, if you ask me.
He wants to be recognized, he wants to be acknowledged. You could say perhaps, you know, maybe he's a little narcissistic. I don't know.
Ostentatious comes to mind. Flamboyant, flashy.
How about strange?
Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream.
For the time being, Velveteen Dream has to put his issues with Aleister Black in his rear view as he squares off with NXT neophyte Lio Rush.
Rush certainly has an axe to grind now.
Especially after Velveteen Dream spoiled what was to be Rush's debut.
Oh!
Hello, and how do you do?
Love it. Oh,
Lio
quick.
Rush, a
How
diminutive
quick.
dynamo. It's like a tadpole. And look at this electrifying speed
Look at
by
that
Lio
speed.
Rush.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's how you make a first impression here in the NXT arena. Oh, but back first. Hard he goes into the turnbuckle courtesy of the Velveteen Dream.
Well, that'll stop Rush without a doubt.
A Velveteen Dream saying, "You will not embarrass me," as he levels him with a lariat.
Now look at Velveteen Dream follow up.
Yeah, Velveteen Dream taking umbrage with the lightning quick offense of Lio Rush.
Making him think about that backbreaker.
The pendulum backbreaker and the cover by the Velveteen Dream, and Rush kicks out at 2.
Now we're seeing really the size difference between these two. It was a great start from Rush, a great strategy. Hit him fast and keep moving, but...
And that's exactly what he has to do, stick and move on the much bigger Velveteen Dream.
There you go.
Schoolboy, shoulders down, and Lio Rush within one count of upsetting the Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
Wow, what a DDT by Rush! The cover! Oh!
Oh,
Woo!
that was close.
And Following that sequence, Velveteen Dream was on proverbial Dream Street.
How huge would it be if Lio Rush defeated the Velveteen Dream here tonight?
Again, Lio Rush has been opening eyes around the world on the freelance circuit, now making it to NXT. Oh. Death Valley bombed by Velveteen Dream on Rush.
Got all of it. Rush could be done now.
And Velveteen Dream, knowing that he has been in a fight with Lio Rush from the second rope, back to the top, and the purple Rainmaker hits the spot.
1, 2, 3.
And the Velveteen Dream vanquishes Lio Rush.
Here's your winner, the Velveteen Dream.
But we got a glimpse of the brilliance that is Lio Rush. But look at Velveteen Dream now.
We're getting a glimpse of something else.
Yeah, mocking Aleister Black.
Can you read lips, Aleister Black? Say my name. Let's take another look. Right after hitting the Death Valley bomb, Velveteen Dream had Lio Rush set up for the Purple Rainmaker, spoiling Rush's in-ring debut in NXT. An impressive win for the Velveteen Dream.
What a great showing by Lio Rush.
Velveteen Dream laser focused on Aleister Black, desperate to get the striking sensation from the Netherlands to save his name.
Velveteen Dream is insistent that Aleister Black knows who he is.
Percy, that's all well and good, but clearly Aleister Black won't give him the time of day. The bigger question is, what does Velveteen Dream have to do to get the attention of Aleister Black?
Well, I can't wait to see how that situation plays out. More to come this week on NXT, including a rematch from TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Johnny Gargano looking to, well, exact a modicum of revenge on Andrade Cien Almas.
Speaking of revenge, let's take you back to 2 weeks ago. The always unpredictable Lars Sullivan was just too much for only Lorcan to handle. If the victory wasn't enough, an enraged Sullivan looked to continue dishing out the punishment. Things looked grim for only Lorcan until Danny Burch came out to make the save. Something Burch may regret.
Anytime, this is Lars Sullivan territory.
Anytime has turned into tonight as Danny Burch walks into Lars Sullivan territory next on NXT.
Welcome back to Full Sail University. Tonight, NXT is presented by Mattel's all-new NXT action figures, available exclusively at Target.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making its way to the ring from Denver, Colorado, weighing 303 pounds, Lars Sullivan.
Well, Sullivan, a humongous hominid, and as dangerous as they come.
He is creepy, he is terrifying. I would not want to be in the ring with Lars Sullivan.
And as big as Lars Sullivan is, I gotta tell you, having had an opportunity to chat with him, that's got a big vocabulary as well. That's what makes him even scarier. He's physically imposing, but he can beat you with his mind as well, Nigel.
A cranium that big, it's not filled with Swiss cheese.
And his opponent from London, England, weighing 190 pounds, Danny Burch.
A man who's made his bones here in NXT with his series of battles with Oney Lorcan, who he came and rescued against the Lars Sullivan. Danny Burch has had enough of the walking wrecking ball that is Lars Sullivan.
Well, the Governor, Danny Burch, is one man who will not back down from any man.
Wow,
What did I tell you?
Walking right up to Lars Sullivan, ducks under the clothesline. Paintbrushes him again across the face, and Sullivan, wow, on the receiving end of this lightning quick offense from Burch, but a high knee lift will stop Burch dead in his tracks.
I'm not sure if that was the right strategy to anger Sullivan that way.
But that's the kind of man Danny Burch is. I mean, he's ready to go and throw hands at the drop of a dime. He doesn't care how big Lars Sullivan is.
Well, that is Burch's advantage. He has that boxing training there. We saw that right hand across the jaw.
Oh, wow! An explosion in the center of the ring detonated by Lars Sullivan.
Of course, you mentioned earlier, Morrow, Sullivan's big head. That's a big target for Burch to go for.
How about his hands? Oh, wow. His hands come with their own zip code.
Right now, he's looking to put those hands on Danny Burch time and time again.
Oh, crushing cross faces by Lars Sullivan.
His hands are like the size of sledgehammer heads.
Burch needs to get out of the ring now, get away from Sullivan.
And so far, the NXT tenure of Lars Sullivan can be best summed up with two words: Sullivan smash.
Just couldn't get out of the way in time.
That's a Sullivan splash in the corner.
Come on, Danny, get up, create some space, stay alive.
So what is it going to take to derail this locomotive known as Lars Sullivan?
I have no idea.
The bigger question is what it takes to survive the man. Now he's taking a pause. Danny Burch needs to move. Oh, he's enjoying his work as well. Big smile on his face.
Look at how methodical Lars Sullivan is.
It's a creepy smile.
And the patience is eerie.
He just likes to inflict pain.
Look at his hands. I mean, they envelop the head of Danny Burch.
Burch prone, but look at this, yes. Come on, Danny.
Knife-edge chops across the barrel chest of Lars Sullivan. And a series of European uppercuts by Danny Burch. Oh, but he almost got decapitated with that running clothesline from Sullivan. And just like that, once again, Sullivan changes the complexion of this contest.
This guy has a genetic mutation. Look at this.
Side spine buster by Sullivan. And that will be all for Danny Burch.
Here's your winner, Lars Sullivan.
Truly sadistic. Lars Sullivan is dominant.
Lars Sullivan is undefeated.
Let's take a look at how he enacted this. Burch did his best, striking time and time again, but it was just not enough. Ultimately, the strength of Lars Sullivan was too much here. Lifting Burch up and driving all the wind out of him. Your heart goes out to Burch. He did his best there. Tried to kick out, but there was nothing left in the tank.
Lars Sullivan continues to steamroll his opponents here in NXT, sending shockwaves throughout the entire NXT locker room.
And it was here last week that Roderick Strong had the opportunity of a lifetime when he challenged Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship. After coming up short, the champion showed respect to Roddy with a handshake in the middle of the ring. Drew McIntyre reigned supreme last week, retaining his NXT Championship. But before the show ended, a very interesting moment took place on the NXT stage as the Undisputed Era exchanged words with Roderick Strong. And delivering an unclear message that we've been trying to dissect all week. And as the leader of the NXT locker room, next week we hope to get answers when the NXT champion, Drew McIntyre, sits down for an exclusive interview right here on NXT.
You see who it is? You hear that music? It's time for the boys from Street Profits, okay?
I stay 100, I keep it homegrown. I live for the applause, and all the people know. I bring the swag like nobody can. Don't mean to brag, what about it, yeah? What about it, yeah? I bring the swag like nobody can. It's in the bag, man, I got it, yeah. I got it.
When I was diagnosed, I was a healthy, active 34-year-old mom with no family history of breast cancer. Today, I live a different reality.
Dana Dinnerman is one of over 154,000 people living in the United States with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, a type of cancer that at this moment has no cure.
I live each day with the hope that new treatments and breakthrough research will provide the gift of time with my husband and my son.
Dana also provides hope to other survivors through her work with her fabulous swimwear line.
I named the suits after survivors, just like myself. That way it would tell the story of the women that are behind this disease and leave a legacy for them as well.
Metastatic breast cancer is responsible for most of the nation's breast cancer deaths. That is why Susan G. Komen is enhancing its focus on research.
For those of us living with metastatic breast cancer, the fight isn't over. Be strong, act bold, always believe.
Welcome back to NXT. While throughout October, WWE superstars will be channeling the spirit of the Ultimate Warrior and wearing Unleash Your Warrior t-shirts in support of Susan G. Komen. Be strong, act bold, and always believe. Purchase your Warrior gear today at WWEshop.com and help put an end to breast cancer.
Yeah.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring at a combined weight of 492 pounds, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profit.
Nothing can stop them. They're all the way up. Percy, the Street Profits taking us to Swagville.
That's right. Hey, get your pen out, Nigel. Take some notes, man. Maybe you can learn a little something. Hey, mix it up, Nigel. Mix it up, boy. Show me something. Show me something. Yeah. Just show Nigel how to do it.
Get out your seat and move your feet, Percy.
It's a solo cup celebration. Hey, Percy, why are they known as the Street Profits?
Look, man, they profit from the life lessons they've learned on the streets. Man, them guys come from nothing. Chicago and Cincinnati, them guys grew up on the street. They were poor. And to make it here to one of the grandest stages of them all, I'll be showing out too. Look at them going shoes.
Decorated athletes. Dawkins, a three-sport athlete. Montez Ford served in the United States Navy. We thank him for his service, and we thank all the brave men and women who served the country to keep us free. But the Street Profits,
go get it. Go get it.
Looking for another dope performance here in the NXT arena.
Can't be mad at that.
They'll face Damian Smith and Marcos Espada. All right, tag team action here on NXT. The Street Profits undefeated on NXT television. You may be following Montez Ford on social media saying, hey, we're 3-0. Watch out, Asuka. Of course, Asuka, the long-time dominant champion, but, wow.
What is Ford doing here, Percy? What is this?
He's getting inside the head of his opponent, man.
Damian Smith is wondering the same thing.
Who got the upper hand right now?
We'll see. Maybe no one does.
Ford, an outstanding track athlete in high school, showing off his charisma. He's all about having a good time, but it's time to get down to business here in the NXT Tag Team division. The tag was made. Oh. And there they are dropping weight.
Bless you, Percy.
Ooh, stiff right hand. Dawkins on Espada. Street Profits. Oh, they're taking it to the street here in NXT.
Looks like something's kicked in.
Dawkins, 360 splash in the corner. Pop-up spine buster and Ford now.
Here we go, showtime.
Front splash.
This could be it.
Street Profits making it look easy on
Here are
NXT.
winners, the Street Profits.
Well, Percy, your boys get another win under their belts.
Hey, they gaining momentum. They just beat the Ely brothers a few weeks back. Keep an eye on them.
Let's take a look at this successful match for the Profits. Here it was. No idea where to go, but right down. Damage done to the lower back. And then Ford off the top rope. All that weight for that frog splash and a 3 count. They impressed me, Percy. I'll give it to them.
Oh, yeah.
Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, the Street Profits, hoping to one day soon vie for the NXT Tag Team titles.
Taylor Braxton better be careful on the outside.
You must be hanging out with Burkers. I think you're rubbing off on him.
Hey, let's go, man. Let's go, man.
Who needs the Millie Rock, Percy, when you got the Street Profits shuffle?
I'm about to throw a concert up in here. What's up?
And up next in tonight's main event, Johnny Gargano will go one-on-one against Andrade Cien Almas, the man who defeated Johnny Wrestling at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 with a little help from a DIY shirt thrown into the ring by Zelina Vega. Almas versus Gargano is next.
Find what fits you at WWEshop.com.
Welcome back to NXT, and looking ahead to next week, 3 of NXT's brightest superstars, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, and Sonya Deville, will face off for an opportunity at NXT TakeOver Houston to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship.
And speaking of dangerous trios, the war continues between these two groups as Sanity finally squares off against the Undisputed Era in the ring next week on NXT.
We are set for the main event this week on NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 199 pounds, Johnny Gargano.
And at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, the event started off with a match so nice, well, we decided to do it twice. Johnny Gargano looking to avenge his defeat at the hands of Andrade Cien Almas in what was a tremendous battle in Brooklyn.
Now, with that being said, if Johnny Gargano doesn't keep his eye on the prize, if he doesn't stay focused, this could easily be a repeat of TakeOver Brooklyn.
It's a fair point. Been a couple of times now. We've seen Gargano out, and his mind has always been somewhere else, perhaps. This is an opportunity, as you said, Percy, to focus and get a tick in the W column.
Former NXT Tag Team Champion with his, well, partner at the time, Tommaso Ciampa, but since Ciampa turned his back on Gargano, Gargano's been room temperature, to say the least.
Well, this man isn't room temperature, he is smoking hot.
Speaking of smoking hot,
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Zelina Vega from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing 215 pounds, Andrade Cien Almas.
Andrade Cien Almas is considered Lucha Libre royalty, third-generation superstar, one of the biggest attractions in Mexico. Needless to say, when he came to NXT, maybe he was sitting on his laurels, Percy, but since Zelina Vega, his business manager, came on the scene, well, Andrade Cien Almas has been in fuego.
We have seen a dramatic change in Andrade Cien Almas, you're right, since the arrival of Zelina Vega. But the thing is, let's see if she can keep this thing going, keep this momentum going.
It's a big question in this matchup, isn't it? This is a crossroads in both these men's career.
And of course, Vega was instrumental in helping Almas procure the victory at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Johnny Gargano will have to do his best to maintain his focus on Almas.
Gargano took responsibility for the loss, though. He said he took his eyes off the prize, and that's why he propositioned William Regal for this rematch. So I suppose the big question in this match now, being a rematch, what do these guys need to do differently? What do you think, Percy?
Well, Johnny Gargano, I think he needs to stick with what he does. I mean, he's a heavy hitter. He moves. He can pretty much do it all. But he's got just to stay out of his own way.
Johnny Wrestling, the moniker. Percy, what does it mean?
Well, he took that from Johnny Football. But the thing is, he can't go down that road. He can't let his mind drift and wander and start to falter.
To me, what I think Johnny Wrestling means, to me at least, is this man lives and breathes wrestling. From 8 years old, he's studied it. He's a true practitioner of the fighting arts. And he's quick.
And these two, of course, know each other so well, especially following their epic battle at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And
great ride, staying on the back.
Speaking of Johnny Wrestling, nice escape, though.
Yep.
And here we see the mat game of both Almas and Gargano. Zelina Vega watching with vested interest from ringside.
Vega is laser focused.
Beautiful gator roll by Gargano.
Whoops.
Oh, rolling crucifix by Almas for a 1 count.
Nice exchange.
And the NXT Universe appreciating the efforts of both Almas and Gargano. When these two are on their game, they are indeed two of the very best. Oh, and Gargano just ate that reverse elbow from Almas.
Nothing wrong with that. Perfectly legal.
Well, tell Johnny Gargano that there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, beautiful shoulder tackle by Almas. Oh, Almas telegraphed the back body drop. Oh.
I thought about it, yes.
Oh, Gargano looking for the Gargano escape early. And Almas able to escape after reaching out and grabbing a hold of that bottom rope.
Zelina's got a lot of work to do with Andrade still. He's still showing a lot of signs of that old cockiness.
Now, I don't speak Spanish, but I think Vega's saying get back in there and get on top.
Instead, it's knife-edge chops, courtesy of Gargano. Almas the tip up.
A lot of space, giving him room to go up and over.
Leapfrog by Gargano. Beautiful. Flying head scissors there by Gargano and a nice drop kick. Results in a cover, but only not even a 1 count as Almas able to kick out. Nigel, we talk about in combat sports, whether it's sports entertainment, boxing, MMA, kickboxing, it's 90% mental. Johnny Gargano has had a lot to deal with mentally.
Yeah, there's been a lot that's got to be going through his head. But as I said, starting at 8 years old, studying tapes, watching TV until he could finally, get in the ring himself.
Paintbrushing each other. Those nasty slaps. Reversal by Almas. Back first goes Gargano into the corner.
We're seeing here how both these guys have each other's offense scouted because they've seen each other before.
And the southpaw of Gargano reining in those left hands, but Almas now on the apron.
Watch out.
Oh, nice counter knee strike by Gargano. Oh, with a big boot right into the mush of Johnny Wrestling.
I think he lost a tooth.
Oh, no. Oh! And that punishing sequence from Andrade Cien Almas. Almas looking to make it 2 in a row over Johnny Wrestling. And Johnny Gargano able to block that kick. Roll through, and Gargano misses with a kick of his own. Andrade Cien Almas and Johnny Gargano in this rematch from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 this week on NXT.
Got it. It's a triangle with the arm extended as well.
Triangle armbar extending the elbow, and Johnny Gargano feeling the effects. Hyperextending the joint was Andrade Cien Almas. Goes for the cover, but a rather lackadaisical. And I mean, that's just pure cockiness on the part of Andrade Cien Almas.
Certainly was. I'm sure Zelina Vega's going to let him know about it as well.
Resorting to some of his bad habits that have cost him in the past.
Well, sometimes it's tough.
Artist, he's an old dog, new tricks.
Absolutely. Nice chin bar here.
Except he hasn't even reached the age of 30 yet there, Percy. There's a knee lift by Almas on Gargano. Reversal from the southpaw position, that forearm smash. And now Gargano looking to showcase some of his power. Divorce court by Gargano.
I thought for a second there Gargano was going to go for that lawn dart in the corner, but for more than the second time in this match, people have had it scouted.
Shades of beautiful Bobby Eaton there as Almas now firing back with right hands. The left hand from Gargano blocks the right hand from Almas.
Good strategy.
Back first into the corner goes Gargano. Almas blocked it. Oh, the enziguri to the back of Almas' head and drops him to one knee.
Beautiful. Put that foot up delicately and knowing Almas is going to come in and grab it.
Know each other so well. Trying to stay one step ahead of the other. Very difficult. Tornado flatliner there by Gargano. Out of the corner.
You can see Zelina giving words of encouragement to a client.
Spear, Noah's caught by Almas. Wow! Gargano sends Almas to the outside. Tope Suicida, Johnny Wrestling.
And for the first time in this match, Zelina Vega looks worried. She knows her man's in trouble.
And the NXT Universe fully behind Johnny Wrestling. High risk, high reward, Nigel.
Well, let's take a look. Tope Suicido! Getting all of it and almost goes down.
Gargano go behind, standing switch by Almas. Gargano backs him into the corner hard. And again, Almas just one step ahead with the big boot.
Gargano just got jaw-jacked.
I hope he has dental insurance.
So when you know your opponent so well, Nigel, and these two again coming off that classic confrontation at TakeOver Brooklyn 3 with Almas now looking for a...
Perhaps a tornado reverse DDT if he can get it. Oh, got it.
Shoulders down for a 2 count. Version of his iconoclasm. When they know each other so well, what does it come down to here, Nigel?
In my book, it comes down to luck. It's like a game of poker. You try and hold your best hand, and when you got your best hand, you put your money in.
And Gargano and Almas all in this week on NXT. Gargano looking for the lawn dart. Well scouted by Almas.
What?
Beautiful drop down from the Dragon.
Handful of tights.
For 2 counts. Again, almost looking for that Dragon suplex. Arm trap German with a bridge, and Gargano able to escape at 2.5.
Well, both men pulling out all the stops now, and you mentioned earlier, Mauro, what do you have to do? Well, you have to dig deeper into your bag of tricks, do things that people haven't seen before.
That's just it. You got to modify the game plan, whatever that means to the respective superstar.
Arm wringer by Almas. Looking for that
There it is.
hammerlock DDT, but again, Gargano knows it all too well and escapes. Ooh! Big boot by Almas, finds himself back on his feet on the apron, blocks that left hand, and again looking to use the ropes to his advantage, but now Gargano kicking Almas. Oh! Mule kick by Gargano, and Almas collapses in a heap.
You hear the impact all the way over here.
Wow, that came all the way from Idaho.
Look at how concerned Zelina Vega is over there on the apron.
As she should be. Johnny Gargano taking the fight now to Andrade Cien Almas, looking to even the score. Ducks under the clothesline. Oh, man, that
brutal
sniper
left
from
hand.
the left hand. Kick to the midsection, full head of steam by Gargano, and the back elbow drops Gargano to his knees.
So smart, feigning that kick so he could get that back elbow. Oh! Wow! Listen to the sound of that.
You talk about strong style. Super kick. Gargano collapses on top of Almas for a 2 count as Almas just lifted that right shoulder blade in the nick of time.
Gargano's so petite, he couldn't even get a proper cover on Andrade.
Your heart goes out to Johnny Gargano. Did absolutely everything except grab that leg.
Well, your heart has to go out to both of these athletes, these NXT superstars who have literally given each other everything in their respective arsenals.
And now Gargano tries to follow up.
Using the zip line attempt there to get himself back up to his feet.
Almas is
Gargano
down,
struggling to get back up to a vertical base. Almas also beginning to stir.
What's he got in mind now? And will he be able to hit it?
Gargano has gone all the way to the high rent district.
Oh my God.
Almas inadvertently, it seemed, pushed the referee and ends up crotching Gargano in the corner.
Inadvertently or intentionally, either way, it had the desired result.
A fortuitous turn of events for Andrade Cien Almas.
It's not where Johnny wants to be right now.
Oh. Chop reverberates throughout the NXT arena here at Full Sail.
What is this? Oh, no.
Looking for an avalanche hammerlock DDT on Gargano. This would be the pièce de résistance.
Wouldn't just end the match, it would end his career.
Gargano very cognizant of that fact.
Oh my Lord, just listen to the sound.
And again, that was scouted by Almas, although he got leveled with the lariat. Almas knew that the sunset powerbomb was coming, and now, lawn dart by Gargano. Oh, wow, rolling crucifix bomb. And now the Gargano escape.
There it is.
Can Almas escape?
This has got to be it. He's in the center of the ring, nowhere to go.
A desperate Zelina Vega.
Andrade's got to tap.
What is Vega doing? What?
Oh
my God!
come
She's
on.
wearing a DIY T-shirt, momentarily distracting Gargano.
And it looks like
Not this time, Johnny Gargano says, really
Yeah,
back
oh.
even more. Oh, almost able to make the bottom rope, however, and that will force the break by the referee.
well, it was the slight distraction that allowed Almas to get to the ropes.
Speaking of distractions, Vega's on the apron.
That means nothing to me anymore.
Gargano letting Vega know
Oh,
DIY means
no.
nothing anymore. Small package by Almas. 2 count.
Oh.
Schoolboy by Andrade Cien Almas. Wow, the strength of Almas. Sunset flip, shoulders down. Man, back and forth. Johnny Gargano, Andrade
Crazy.
Cien Almas. The super kick, and Almas still on his feet.
Looking for the Gargano escape.
Drop toe hold into the bottom turnbuckle. Face first goes Gargano.
What a match! Watch out, Johnny!
Oh, and this time the double knees to the back of the head.
Gargano is out.
I've never seen Almas deliver the knees to the back of the skull of Johnny Gargano.
My goodness.
And you have to now be especially concerned with the welfare of Gargano.
Oh, he's done. He's dead weight.
Hammerlock. DDT. And this should be it. Almas going up 2-0 against Gargano. What a match.
Here's your winner, Andrade Cien Almas.
Another incredible confrontation between Andrade Cien Almas celebrating with his business manager, Zelina Vega. But Johnny Gargano now 0 for 2 against Almas. And we talk about the mental game once again, my friend. I mentioned Gargano being room temperature since Ciampa stabbed him in the back. Where does he go from here?
At the end of the match, though, he was smoking hot, ready to go. But let's take a look at how this match went down. As I said, you said he was lukewarm. Look at him here. Tried for that, but here it was. Almost had that scouted. He certainly didn't have that scouted. And look how quickly Gargano follows up, pushes that advantage. Lawn dart in the corner, does not stop there, but unfortunately, Vega, a moment of genius. The distraction was just enough. It just eased off that Gargano escape enough to let Almas get to that bottom rope and force the break. And then this was the turning point in the match. He tried to go round and round to get that Gargano escape, but instead, that drop toe hold into the bottom turnbuckle, and from there, here it came, the hammerlock DDT. But look at the angle, the extra angle, landing right on the top of his dome. Didn't need to hook the leg, he was out for the count. Johnny Gargano has got to be absolutely devastated.
I mean, he is just not recovered from what happened to him at TakeOver Brooklyn.
So while Johnny Wrestling is devastated, the team of Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega continue to deliver dividends here in NXT.